Welcome back to Virginia This Morning Live right here on CBS 6. Popular motivational speaker Eric Rittmeyer says that you have the ability to quickly make connections with everyone you meet, whether it's in business or in everyday relationships, by using a system that he created called the S.M.I.L.E factor. In this segment, he shares the details with Bill. Here's their conversation.
Our next guest says during his years of training successful people from all over the world and all walks of life, he has found that they all have something in common. It's the ability to quickly connect with everyone they meet. Our great friend of the show, former United States Marine and mental toughness expert, Eric Rittmeyer, is here to talk about the S.M.I.L.E factor, and we welcome him back to our show.
Yeah, again, I'm a former Marine, right? So I got to do what I got to do, Bill, to remember stuff. And I came up with this formula probably about 10 years ago, and I call it the S.M.I.L.E factor. And it's just a simple way to remember easy ways to connect with people, because as a society, unfortunately, we become this outrage culture. We're so upset with each other for no reason. So each letter stands for something different. The S just stands for show me respect. And by respect, I'm talking about more than yes, ma'am, and no, sir. I'm talking about giving somebody the decency, just letting them finish their statements, give them undivided attention. And it's also showing respect to their friends and their family as well. It's just all about that person and making certain that we let them know I'm into you, I'm listening to what you say, but it's decent, common things that people just don't do anymore.
Everybody's got to have their props. So, yeah, give it up and show that respect. And it goes deeper than just the superficial stuff. You know, I'm a born and bred Southerner, so I'm yes, ma'am, no, ma'am, yes, sir, and thank you and please and all of that all along. And sometimes we forget that you're doing that for a reason. So I like that one. Let's move on to the M. What's that one?
Make it all about me. So when we meet with people, we want to make it all about that person. And I use an acronym within an acronym, okay? So it's called FROM. It's family, recreation, occupation, motivation. When you meet people, find something you have common ground on as it relates to their family, to their recreation, what they enjoy to do, their occupation, what do they do for a living, what motivates them. If we can find things we have in common, we can emphasize that and make it all about that person. Now, it's critically important to point out here, Bill, this has to be done with 100% authenticity. We can't come across and being like, oh, wow, that's wonderful. So nice. Tell me more. It's got to be done with sincerity, with authenticity. That's critically important to point out, but make it all about that person.
Yeah, and it does. It makes a difference because you get them talking about themselves, and then it's going to let you connect a little bit more. All right, we're spelling smile, so we got the S and the M. How about the I?
Make me feel important. We all want to feel important. We all think we're great. We all think we have this wonderful story to tell. So make it all about that person, making them feel important. One easy way to do that, Bill, is to use their name. We love hearing our name. It's the most beautiful word in our language. Use the person's name, make them feel important, make it feel like your world revolves around them. Again, can't emphasize enough. It has to be done with sincerity, but make that person feel like, you know what? This is great, Bill. You're a great person. I like where you're from. I like what you do. This is wonderful. How'd you do that? How'd you do this? Emphasis on that person, making them feel very important. Do it with their name, but it's hard to remember names sometimes. Very difficult to do.
Yeah. You know, you should train politicians. Or maybe you do. I don't know. All right, Eric, let's move on to the L.
Make me laugh. This is the easiest one, Bill. It's what we do all the time, right? So make me laugh. This is so easy to do. But again, we live in this culture, this outrage culture, and we automatically assume the worst intentions in people. We have to be upset about everything. We're so easily triggered about things. Just laugh, be silly, be goofy, tell jokes. I have, tons of jokes that I tell all the time. As a matter of fact, I'll tell you a joke right now. Why do hairdressers make the best taxi cab drivers?
All right. Go.
They know all the shortcuts. So just tell stupid jokes, right? They're easy, they're simple, they're dumb, they're dad jokes, they're all good. Make people laugh. It's the easiest one of all these things to do, and nobody does it.
I tell people all the time when I was going through basic training in the Army, every meeting, every class, the instructor always starts with a joke. Yeah. And it's like, they knew this all these years ago. It's like, if you make people laugh, you got an open door to get in there. All right, very good. And then finally, we're going to do the E. And it stands for Eric, right?
It does stand for Eric, absolutely, and it's all about bald heads. So while we're on this, it's the most difficult one of all these, Bill, but it's earned my trust. Okay, so when I meet with people, when I meet with you, when I'm talking with you, I want to feel like I can trust you. I want you to trust me. Not simple to do, but one of the quickest ways we can start doing that is just by being better listeners. We're horrible at this. We're a society now that listens with the intent to reply, not with the intent to understand. Listen to that person, get very deep information, learn things about them, because at the end of the day, here's what it all boils down to. The best quote I can give you: people will forget the things you say, they'll forget the things you do, but they'll never forget the way you made them feel. If we listen, if we pay attention, we can start to build trust. We can start to make that person feel good about themselves. So we're going to make an instant connection with them.
A tough old Marine. Making us laugh and smile, and teaching us how to deal with other people on a positive basis. Thank you, buddy. Always good to hear from you, and always good to see you.
Likewise, Bill. Thanks for having me. It's good seeing you, sir.
All right. It's always good to talk with Eric, so as we learn so much. If you want some more information on Eric Ritmeyer, we'll post a link on our website by early this afternoon at WTVR.com/VTM.
So making connections and making everyone laugh, two key areas. Bill, some good advice there from Eric.
And remembering their names is always big. That is so huge. And I struggle with that. When I meet somebody the first time, I'm so concentrating on making eye contact and doing the right thing. I miss the name maybe the first time, and I have to ask again. But Eric was right about that. And I mentioned it in the piece there when I was going through basic training. This tough drill sergeant walks in front of a class. So a bear and a rabbit walk into a bar. Like, where is he going with this? What's this got to do with how to work an M16? But they start every single class with a joke. Now, they're terrible jokes, but the point is it puts you a little bit at ease.
I don't know. I got a good chuckle out of why is the hairdresser a great taxi cab driver? They know all the shortcuts. That's quality material there.
So from now on, every time Eric comes on, we're going to have a really bad joke from Eric so I can take a day off that day.
Some of our best bad jokes, in fact. Yes. But, it's about building those connections. And I think now, even more so than ever, we're challenging ourselves, or it is challenging, and we're trying to rise to the occasion to make that impression. I think about during this time, and we even had a new team member join us, it's hard you haven't met in person. So, it's a whole new playing field with a lot of those things, and making those impressions is really key.
Yeah, and you're right, because we've had new team members join since the COVID thing started, and we're all doing Zoom meetings, and you don't get as much of the body language and all the other social cues that we get when we first meet people. So you really have to put in an effort. And then, like Eric was saying, with everybody being so, cancel stuff and all of that stuff going on, if you can just smile and get their name, make them feel important, it really does get things off to a better start. So I really enjoy talking to Eric, and I learn something every time he is on.
Hasn't it been interesting too that even in this new mode of operation, like let's use the teleconference or video conference that we're all using, it's so easy to maybe just want to turn the camera off, like kind of be an observer. But that even has its own set of rules now, where, you have to have your camera on, you've got to be engaged. You're making the connection there. So there's an opportunity at every level, but yeah, you got, as you said, make that effort, make it happen.
Yeah. Speaking of opportunities, coming up in 2.5 minutes, we're going to crack open the inbox and enjoy Everywhere You Are. We love it. We'll be right back.